Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Anita Anand with the Midday News. The headlines. Home Ministry asks states and union territories for strict compliance of lockdown guidelines. Kerala government to revise guidelines in line with Home Ministry's order. 6 interministerial central teams to visit Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and West Bengal to make on-the-spot assessment of COVID-19 situation. Government allows certain relaxations from today in the notified services in areas without hotspots. No relaxation in containment areas. Maharashtra steps up vigil as Pune, Thane and Pimpri-Chinchwad are declared containment zones. Procurement of wheat starts in Punjab and Bihar to help farmers. And US President Donald Trump wants to send an American team of experts to China to probe coronavirus outbreak. The Union Home Ministry has urged states and union territories to ensure strict compliance and implementation of revised consolidated guidelines on lockdown measures without any dilution to fight COVID-19. In a letter to states, the ministry observed that certain states are allowing activities not permitted under Home Ministry guidelines. Home Ministry spokesperson said violations to lockdown measures have been reported which pose a serious health hazard to the public and risk of spread of COVID-19. There have been incidents of violence on frontline healthcare professionals, complete violations of social distancing norms and movement of vehicles in urban areas. The situation is especially serious in Indore in Madhya Pradesh, Mumbai and Pune in Maharashtra, Jaipur in Rajasthan and Kolkata, Howrah, Mednipur East, 24 Parganas North, Darjeeling, Kalimpong and Jalpaiguri in West Bengal. The union government has constituted 6 interministerial central teams to make an on-the-spot assessment of the COVID-19 situation, issue necessary directions to state authorities for its redressal and submit their report to the centre. The teams will focus on compliance and implementation of lockdown measures as per guidelines, supply of essential commodities, social distancing, preparedness of the health infrastructure, safety of health professionals and conditions in relief camps for labour and poor people. Kerala is revising certain relaxations declared in non-hotspots region from today as the Union Home Ministry expressed strong objection saying that it violates the centre's consolidated revised lockdown guidelines issued on April the 15th. More from our correspondent.
High-level meeting headed by Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan is ongoing in Thiruvananthapuram today to decide on amending certain relaxations issued by the state government that are applicable from today in the non-hotspot regions of the state. The matter was taken after Union Home Ministry wrote to Kerala today asking to revise relaxation as Kerala government has allowed opening of activities that dilutes the guidelines issued by the Ministry of Home Affairs and violates the MHA order dated April 15th on lockdown measures. The centre's letter pointed out the decision of opening of local workshops, barber shops, dine-in restaurants, bookstores, allowing 2 passengers in the backseat of 4-wheelers. The state government's decision on amending relaxations is expected to be finalized by today evening. Presently, 129 active cases of COVID-19 are there in the state. A total of 217 people have recovered so far out of 401 cases reported in the state. The number of people under observation in Kerala reduced to around 55,000. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
The union government has allowed certain relaxations from today in the notified services in areas without hotspots. In the wake of extension of national lockdown to the 3rd of May, a series of directives have been put in place to ensure a strict compliance of the lockdown. However, keeping in mind the current financial situation of low-income earners and farmers, the centre had said that it will be permitting a few more services to function in areas that are not COVID-19 containment zones from today. Operation of the fishing, aquaculture industry, movement of fish and fish products and workers of all these activities are allowed. The guideline also allows operations of tea, coffee and rubber plantations with maximum of 50% workers. Poultry farms, livestock farming activity are allowed. Food processing industries in rural areas, manufacture of IT hardware, coal production, mines and mineral production, manufacturing units of packaging material have been allowed to operate. Operations of seaports and inland container depots for cargo transport, including authorized custom clearing and forwarding agents, will function as well. Our correspondent reports that IT and IT-enabled services have been allowed to resume functioning with up to 50% strength.
In Uttar Pradesh, some activities have started in the districts which are not in complete lockdown. Officers and other employees also resumed office today in State Secretariat. Our correspondent reports that screening was done at the entrance gates of the Secretariat in the state capital, Lucknow, this morning.
Various departments of state government were already working with minimum staff, but from today, the number of officers and other employees resuming office have increased. Very limited work on big projects have also started. As per directions of Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, toll collection also resumed from yesterday midnight at highways. While 19 districts are in complete lockdown, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has asked district magistrates to take a call on relaxation in lockdown depending on the situation. He has asked authorities in the 19 districts to not resume any non-essential activity from today. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Modified lockdown has been implemented in Rajasthan from today. Some economic activities can now be allowed in the state. Under the modified lockdown, industries will be started in rural areas outside the municipality area. The limited exemption has been given to the same industries in urban areas in which proper arrangements are available to keep the workers in the factory. More from our correspondent.
The government has said that action will be taken if someone gets out of the house except for essential services. Unauthorized vehicles may be seized if someone is found on roads without any essential work. The passes issued earlier by the state government for essential services will also be valid till May 3rd. New e-passes are being made online. Apart from essential services, only higher officials of state government have been told to come to office. State government has issued an order making the provisions of 1 year imprisonment and imposing fine for those who will not wear masks at public places. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hailed the contribution of shopkeepers in India's fight against COVID-19. In a series of tweets, Mr. Modi said, small business owners and shopkeepers have contributed significantly in maintaining social systems during the lockdown period. Prime Minister said the lockdown is being successfully implemented because of positive role played by certain sections. Prime Minister also urged the people of the country to come together in their fight against the coronavirus outbreak. In a post on LinkedIn, Mr. Modi said COVID-19 does not see race, religion, color, caste, creed, language or borders before striking. He said our response and conduct thereafter should attach primacy to unity and brotherhood. Mr. Modi urged the people to rise to the occasion and seize this opportunity. Prime Minister appealed to the youth and professionals to adopt a new business model that attaches primacy to care for the poor as well as the planet. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had a telephone conversation with the President of Maldives, Ibrahim Mohammed Solih, today. During the conversation, Mr. Modi talked about COVID-19 pandemic and the health and economic challenges it poses for the Maldives. In a series of tweets, the Prime Minister said the special bond between India and Maldives strengthens the resolve to fight this common enemy together. He said India will stand by its close maritime neighbor and friend in this challenging time. The total number of COVID-19 cases in the country has now gone up to 17,265. According to the Health Ministry data, the number of active COVID-19 cases stood at 14,175. As many as 2,546 patients have been cured and discharged from the hospitals, while 543 patients have died. Briefing media in New Delhi yesterday, Health Ministry spokesman said 54 districts from 23 states and union territories have not reported fresh cases in the last 14 days.
माहे इन पुडुचेरी और कोडागु इन कर्नाटका में पिछले 28 दिनों से कोई केस नहीं आया है। इसके साथ ही अगर आज का डेटा देखें तो 54 ऐसे एडिशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं बिसाइड द 2 अबव डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स इन 23 स्टेट्स एंड यूनियन टेरिटरीज जहां पिछले 14 दिनों से कोई केस नहीं आया है.
Mr. Agarwal said 755 dedicated hospitals and 1,389 dedicated healthcare centers in the country are working for the treatment of critical patients. He said the activities which will be prohibited even in cases of relaxation are primarily related to passenger traffic movement by air, rail and road, educational institutions, industrial commercial activities and hospitality services. He added that cinema halls, shopping complexes, malls and religious places will remain closed till 3rd of next month. He said the relaxation will not be implemented in containment areas and only essential services will be allowed there. He informed that a high-level task force to work on frontiers of science related to vaccines and drug testing has been informed. The Home Ministry spokesperson said the centre has issued SOPs for movement of stranded migrant labourers and great attention should be paid to the labourers' welfare, including quality of meals being provided to them in relief camps. She said the states also should ensure security to medical teams in their areas.
राज्यों को यह भी सुनिश्चित करना जरूरी है कि अब जब मेडिकल टीमों के माध्यम से सामुदायिक परीक्षण यानी कि कम्युनिटी टेस्टिंग की जा रही है तो मेडिकल टीमों को पर्याप्त सुरक्षा देनी चाहिए.
Indian Council of Medical Research spokesman informed over 3.86 lakh COVID-19 tests have been done so far in the country. He also said 70 different groups of scientists are currently working on vaccine for COVID-19.
India has slammed Pakistani leadership for making bizarre comments on New Delhi's handling of COVID-19, saying Islamabad is making baseless allegations against its neighbours to shift the focus from the abysmal handling of its internal affairs. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastava said instead of concentrating on fighting COVID-19, they are making allegations against their neighbours. He said on the subject of minorities, they would be well advised to address the concerns of their own dwindling minority communities which have been truly discriminated against. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu said the Rajya Sabha Secretariat resumed functioning today after 27 days since lockdown came into force on the 25th of March. In a series of tweets, the Rajya Sabha chairman said officials have been asked to transact core business that cannot be deferred by deploying manpower accordingly in conformity with the spirit of norms of the lockdown. Mr. Naidu said directions have been given to put in place all required safeguards to prevent the virus, and it began with sanitizing vehicles at points of entry into Parliament House and screening of body temperatures of employees and others. He appealed to all concerned to ensure such safeguards at workplaces.
Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri has reiterated flight restrictions that are in place as a result of India's fight against COVID-19 will be lifted once the government is confident that spread of the virus has been controlled and it poses no danger to the country. In a tweet, Mr. Puri said some airlines did not heed government's advisory and opened bookings and started collecting money from flyers. He said a directive was issued to them yesterday to restrain them from doing so. The airlines were also informed that they will be given sufficient notice and time to commence bookings. Despite COVID-19 lockdown, the production and movement of fertilizers is going on to meet the demand of farmers. Chemicals and Fertilizers Minister has said that government is committed to ensure availability of fertilizers to farmers before the sowing time. He said that there is no problem of fertilizers in the country and there is no need to panic as there is sufficient stock.
A record number of 41 fertilizer rakes were moved from plants and ports last Friday, which is the highest movement in a day during lockdown. With the concerted efforts of Department of Fertilizers, Railways, states and ports, production and supply of fertilizers in the country is going on to meet demand of the farmers. This is also in line with the commitment made by the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers to ensure sufficient availability of fertilizers to farmers for the upcoming Kharif season, as the dispatches also match with the dispatches during normal times. Centre has allowed operation of fertilizer plants in the country so that agriculture sector may not suffer due to lockdown. With Bhupendra Singh, Suparna Sekhya, AIR News, Delhi.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Home Ministry asked states and union territories for strict compliance of lockdown guidelines. Kerala government to revise guidelines in line with Home Ministry's order. 6 inter-ministerial central teams to visit Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and West Bengal to make on-the-spot assessment of COVID-19 situation. Government allows certain relaxations from today in the notified services in areas without hot spots. No relaxation in containment areas. Maharashtra steps up vigil as Pune, Thane, Pimpri, Chinchwad are declared containment zones. Procurement of wheat starts in Punjab and Bihar to help farmers. And US President Donald Trump wants to send an American team of experts to China to probe coronavirus outbreak. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
In Bihar, the target of procurement of wheat has been enhanced from 2 lakh metric tons to 7 lakh metric tons. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar said this decision has been taken to help the maximum number of farmers in the wake of the lockdown. Mr. Kumar said the officials have been asked to expedite wheat procurement through Primary Agriculture Cooperative Society at Panchayat level so that the maximum number of farmers get a chance to sell their produce. The state government has appealed to the farmers not to burn their crop residue in the field after harvesting. In Punjab, the government agencies and private traders have procured 3,42,312 metric tons of wheat on the 5th day of procurement yesterday. Till Sunday, total 7,79,415 metric tons of wheat have been procured by all the agencies. In Madhya Pradesh, 15 lakh farmers of the state will receive total 2,990 crore rupees against crop insurance by next week. Our correspondent reports that Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has announced that the amount will be deposited directly in their bank accounts.
As per the official information, the premium amount of around 2,200 crore rupees payable by the government for Kharif and Rabi crops was not paid by the previous government. Due to this, farmers were not getting the benefit of crop insurance. Chief Minister informed that as soon as the government was formed, this amount to the insurance companies released in March. Now, the farmers will be able to receive crop insurance. Principal Secretary Agriculture Ajit Kesri informed that the crop were insured by 35 lakh farmers in the state under the Kharif season 2018, out of which 8,40,000 farmers will get insurance amount of rupees 1,930 crore. Similarly, crop were insured by 25 lakh farmers in the state during the Rabi season 2018-19. Out of these, 6,60,000 farmers will get insurance amount of rupees 1,060 crore. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In our series, Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. S. Rajeshwari, Head of Anesthesiology, AIMS, said it is vital not to stress the health system of the country and advised people to take proper precautions.
We have seen that there is a severe shortage of ICU facilities in the most developed of countries. And in order that we do not face the same calamity in our country, it is vital that we do not stress the health system by becoming more sick and bringing more patients. And for this, I urge that you must stay at home and must maintain hand hygiene to reduce the number of patients coming into the hospital.
Dr. Prasoon Chatterjee, Assistant Professor AIMS, said senior citizens are most prone to catch the infection because they have a weak immune system and advised them to stay at home.
उम्र के साथ साथ इम्यून सिस्टम धीरे धीरे कम होते जाती है, प्लस उनका जो बायोलॉजिकल रिजर्व है, बाउंस बैक करने का जो क्षमता है वो भी कम हो जाती है, प्लस दे हैव मल्टीपल डिजीज जिसे हम मेडिकली मल्टी मॉर्बिडिटी कहते हैं. उनको प्रेशर भी है, उनको शुगर भी है, उनको हार्ट प्रॉब्लम भी है, घुटनों में भी दर्द है. तो सारे चीजों का एक मिक्स्ड इफेक्ट है. कोरोना जो इन्फेक्शन जब शरीर के अंदर जा रहा है, वो अपने शरीर का जो हमारा इम्यून सिस्टम है उनके साथ फाइट करके, अगर कोरोना भारी पड़ती है तो उनमें मैनिफेस्टेशन हो रहा है, अगर कोरोना नहीं भारी पड़ते तो एसिम्टोमेटिक रह रहा है. अराउंड 80% पीपल आर एसिम्टोमेटिक अक्रॉस द ग्लोब अगर आप देखेंगे, बट सीनियर सिटीजन के लिए ये सच में बहुत खतरनाक है.
The News Services Division of All India Radio and its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. Mala Srivastav, Senior Consultant, Sir Gangaram Hospital, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts by #AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold Channel and additional frequencies from 9:25 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website, newsonair.com, and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates.
Indian cricket team captain Virat Kohli urged people to become a member of the Mask Force.
आप अपनी पूरी फैमिली के साथ हमें चेयर करते हैं और आज मैं आपकी पूरी फैमिली से ही बात करने आया हूँ। टीम इंडिया का हिस्सा होना एक बहुत गर्व की बात है, पर आज एक उससे भी बड़ी टीम बनने जा रही है, टीम मास्क फोर्स।
Legendary cricketer Sachin Tendulkar also urged people to follow social distancing to stay protected.
Come on India, मास्क बनाओ और मास्क फोर्स का हिस्सा बन जाओ। और हाँ, याद रहे, साथ ही 20 सेकंड तक हाथ भी धोने हैं और सामाजिक दूरी भी बनाए रखनी है।
Actor Vivek Oberoi also appealed to people to stay home.
एक छोटी सी अपील है, कोरोना वायरस इस वक्त पूरे देश पर, पूरी दुनिया पर भारी है। चाहूंगा कि आप लोग अपना ख्याल रखें, अपने परिवार का ख्याल रखें, अपने समाज का ख्याल रखें। थोड़ी सी छोटी छोटी बातों पर ध्यान करें, सिंपल चीजें जैसे हैंड वॉश करना, या फिर आजकल सभी ऑफिस में वर्क फ्रॉम होम शुरू हो चुका है, तो थोड़ा समय अपने फैमिली के साथ स्पेंड कीजिए, क्वालिटी टाइम, और हम सभी की मदद कीजिए कोरोना वायरस से फाइट करने में। टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ, टेक केयर ऑफ योर फैमिली, टेक केयर ऑफ द नेशन।
District administrations and Gram Panchayats all across the country are responding with various activities to check the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. In Rajgarh district of Madhya Pradesh, Ajivika Mission is involved in stitching masks for distribution among the Gram Panchayats. In Andhra Pradesh, under the supervision of Panchayat officials, sanitization is being done in Mangalam Panchayat in Tirupur district. The Panchayati Raj institutions in the country are rendering a range of unparalleled services to tide over the COVID-19 situation in the country. Our correspondent narrates in brief the activities of the local bodies during the ongoing pandemic period in Tamil Nadu.
Many are waging an all-out battle against the SARS-CoV-2 virus, including the Panchayat Raj institutions. They joined the doctors, paramedical staff, the police and other frontline staff in their relentless fight against the invisible enemy. The Panchayat Raj institutions in Tamil Nadu have mobilized the workforce in disinfecting public spaces and containment zones from where COVID-19 patients have been identified. The rural local bodies have sheltered the stranded people due to the lockdown and also the destitute. The migrant laborers working in unorganized sector in industrial towns but staying in their rural neighborhoods have been meticulously enumerated. The local bodies are supplying them with the required dry rations periodically, besides organizing medical camps for them. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
In Maharashtra, Thane district, Pune city and its neighbouring Pimpri-Chinchwad have been declared containment zones in the light of surge in COVID-19 cases, thus imposing further restrictions on people's movement. All the restrictions in place under the ongoing lockdown will remain in force without any change. The relief given in the April 17 notification issued by Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar for certain zones will not be available for Thane district, Pune city and Pimpri-Chinchwad. Areas within municipal limits of all three places have been sealed till further orders. In Jammu and Kashmir, even as the total number of positive cases has gone up to 354, there is good news from Srinagar, where more COVID patients have been discharged from the hospitals after undertaking the successful quarantine. More from our Srinagar correspondent.
39 more persons who were shifted into administrative quarantine in Srinagar 2 weeks ago were discharged yesterday after successfully completing their 14-day quarantine period. The group was under thorough medical supervision throughout their quarantine period and was discharged only after clearance from doctors and health authorities. A total of 1,866 persons have been discharged from administrative quarantine so far after successfully completing their required 2 weeks quarantine period in Srinagar. This is Sunil Kohl, AR News from Srinagar.
In Manipur, after a second patient was confirmed negative of COVID-19 yesterday, the state government is on the road to relax lockdown restrictions on some activities in some parts of the state. A report from our Imphal correspondent.
The second and lone COVID-19 patient of Manipur was tested negative of the virus 2 times consecutively, and now Manipur has no single positive case of novel coronavirus. As on that, he will be discharged from the Regional Institute of Medical Science RIMS Hospital Imphal after a few days. Chief Minister of Manipur N. Biren Singh expressed that relaxation of the lockdown restrictions for some selected activities in some part of the state is being considered. A state cabinet meeting is undergoing right now to finalize terms and conditions of the relaxations. In spite of zero positive cases of COVID-19 in Manipur, state government has been continuing to take whatever measure to contain the spread of virus and taking up welfare measures for the people during the nationwide lockdown. Lockdown is implementing in true spirit in Manipur and people are cooperating. This is JJ Thokjom, AIR News from Imphal.
A total of 110 new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus have been reported in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 2,003. Delhi government has confirmed that 290 patients have been cured and discharged so far, and 45 deaths have been reported in the national capital. A total of 2,104 tests have been conducted in Delhi yesterday. Overall, 24,387 tests have been conducted so far. Goa has become the first state to be free of COVID-19. The 7th patient undergoing treatment at Goa Medical College has recovered. More from our correspondent.
Goa state has not reported a single COVID-19 case since April 3 and all 7 patients undergoing treatment have now recovered. Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant said that it is a great moment of satisfaction and relief for Goa. However, state will continue to be on high alert, he added. Borders to Karnataka and Maharashtra will remain sealed and those coming to Goa will be put under quarantine. Chief Minister Dr. Sawant and Health Minister Vishwajit Rane both thanked hard-working doctors and other health professionals. Goa has continued to be on its guard and house-to-house health survey data that is already collected will be examined by an expert committee. Mukesh Thali for AIR News, Panji, Goa.
In Himachal Pradesh, from today onwards, some activities are being started conditionally in the areas having no cases of COVID-19 on the directions of the Union Home Ministry. State Chief Secretary Anil Kachi has issued orders in this regard to administrative secretaries, all district deputy commissioners, superintendents of police and other heads of department.
In Gujarat, 108 cases have been reported in the last 15 hours, taking the total number of cases to 1,851. According to the State Health Department, a maximum of 91 cases were reported from Ahmedabad. As many as 106 patients have been recovered from COVID-19 and were discharged from the hospital so far. 67 deaths were reported in the state due to COVID-19 so far. Briefing the media, Principal Secretary, Department of Health, Dr. Jayanti Ravi said, out of the total deaths, 90% of the deaths were reported of the patients who fall under the high-risk categories.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio on the 26th of this month. It will be the 64th episode of the monthly radio program. Mr. Modi has invited people to share their ideas on topics he should address in the 64th episode of Mann Ki Baat. People can dial 1-800-11-7800 to record their message and can write on the Namo app, Open Forum or on MyGov. People can also give a missed call on 1922 and follow the link received in SMS to directly give their suggestions. People can share their ideas on topics till the 25th of April. United States President Donald Trump has said that the U.S. wants to send a team of experts to China to investigate coronavirus. He said this a day after he warned Beijing of consequences if it was knowingly responsible for the spread of COVID-19, which has killed more than 165,000 people globally, including over 41,000 in America. The U.S. has launched an investigation into whether the virus escaped from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. He has repeatedly expressed disappointment over China's handling of the coronavirus disease, alleged non-transparency and initial non-cooperation from Beijing with Washington on dealing with the crisis.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration and the Congress are nearing an agreement on an aid package of up to $450 billion to boost a small business loan program that has run out of money and adds funds for hospitals and COVID-19 testing.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Home Ministry asked states and union territories for strict compliance of lockdown guidelines. Kerala government to revise guidelines in line with Home Ministry's order. 6 interministerial central teams to visit Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and West Bengal to make on-the-spot assessment of COVID-19 situation. Government allows certain relaxations from today in notified services in areas without hotspots. No relaxation in containment areas. Maharashtra steps up vigil as Pune, Thane and Pimpri-Chinchwad are declared containment zones. Procurement of wheat starts in Punjab and Bihar to help farmers. And US President Donald Trump wants to send an American team of experts to China to probe coronavirus outbreak. And with that, we end the Midday News.